We are off here. Sado versus Superwookie. First, actually no, this is the second match in Group F. So pretty early in the standings so far. We got Jordy sitting at top with a 1-0. And then it's just all up in the air from there. So we will see what happens. Obviously, Sado expected probably to still leave the group stage here, but we'll have to take a victory here. And it's a pretty close one, a 103 versus a 104. Definitely a lot of room for wiggling around here as we roll off into Cap Kingdom.
What I find interesting about Cap is that it seems like a really easy kingdom, but it's so easy to mess up on really little things to get you behind after just the first kingdom.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everybody always talks about Cat Kingdom so boring. If something ever goes on in Cat Kingdom, it's always the same old thing over and over again. But I mean, there's definitely some strat variations. I mean, just between left side and right side here, up at Cap Tower after we head through this frog room. And frog room itself, I mean, you can save or lose a lot of time here. Both players here heading out onto the Cap Tower about the same time, both going for right side.
Both entering about the same time.
Yeah, we are pretty much synced here exiting Cap Kingdom. You love to see it.
Ooh.
We'll see how long this sync lasts. I'm guessing this one's going to be a close one. I mean, just judging by the PBs, there's not much else to judge by, as, you know, don't have a lot of familiarity with Superwookie, but definitely looking like a player to watch. So let's see, besides Jordy, we also got Flavian in this group. So Flavian has been having a bit of some personal life stuff going on, hasn't been able to play a match yet. But I do know Flavian's pretty good. Flavian's got some definitely strong movement mechanics, knows how to move the guy, knows how to jump across some large distances. So I'm expecting some good things out of Flavian. Seen him play before, definitely knows his way around the Mario.
Yeah, and he's gotten a few PTT segments, and you can definitely tell just by watching those that he's got his mechanics down, and it's just about getting them all into one run.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, having those core mechanics, very important. Obviously, being able to string things together in a sequence, also very important, but I mean, you can't have one without the other. They both come together to create a nice little RTA sandwich. If you can't move the guy, if you can't keep yourself mentally together during a run, you're just not going to get there in the end. But for now, we got to focus on the players on the screen. Sado here, heading up to the dyno a little bit ahead at this point. Going to be doing dyno skip here. Everybody's favorite trick here in Cascade, unless you are an absolute god gamer going for that 2DSS. Or excuse me, the DSS. If you're going for 2DSS in Cascade, you're discovering some new strats. That's pretty impressive. Possessing Madame Brutal's pet here to use it against her. She's not a nice lady, you know. I mean, I gotta support Mario's decision to smack her in the face.
Yeah. Looking like both runners having good Madame Brutal fights. Gonna be exiting about half a second difference. Never mind.
I mean, if you say something as a commentator, you're gonna be wrong. Every time. I'm actually a commentator. It was technically a quarter of a second. Only 22 frames. Not even a quarter. A little bit more. Chad is the best commentators, hands down. Have we got a prediction yet? Did any mods make a prediction? Mods? Question mark? Mods? Any mods? Hello? I'm gonna start just trolling the predictions from now on. If the mods don't take care of the predictions, I'm just gonna give the wrong results to the wrong winner. Yo, someone made a prediction. Let's go. Mods are on top of it. All right, I love the mods. I take it back. I'll never go against the mods. Thank you, mods. I feel like one of those streamers that are like way too demanding of their mods right now. That always triggers me. But either way, runners heading out of Cascade here. We will finally have something of substance to talk about. Sand Kingdom. What can you tell me about Sand Kingdom, Ducky?
Well, there are a lot of different strats you can go for. I mean, DSTA could go badly. It's looking like they'll be just fine based on the preset, but they might go for Dram. They might go for reverse Jaxi. They could do a lot to separate themselves.
Yeah, I remember when I first started watching SMO speedruns, reverse Jaxi was considered like this crazy high-level strat nobody ever went for, and now it feels like just like anybody goes for it. It's like just a free-for-all. Whoever wants to go for Jax or reverse Jaxi just goes for it. But that's kind of how it goes with any speed game. People say tricks are too hard for beginners, and then beginners are like, nah, I'm just gonna do that from the start. Crazy clip where I have to go out of bounds at the beginning of the game, just gonna do it. No big deal. I don't care if it kills my runs.
It seems that birdless mech is also becoming a lot more common with beginners.
Yeah, definitely something that was considered a lot more difficult back in the day, but as strategies get more fleshed out, people start, getting more comfortable with them. You'll even see runners that, didn't do them for a long time, just suggesting to beginners, like, hey, maybe this wasn't as hard as we used to think.
Well, speaking of strategies, both runners going for different strats.
Yeah, Superwookie going for the roll into the cactus strat. I'm not sure if that's quite the strat I would be going for. What other differences are we seeing here?
I do that in my runs.
What other strategies are we looking at here? What variances are we seeing in the Sand Kingdom here, Ducky? You're the expert.
I don't know if expert's a good word, but I'll see what I can do. So there are Superwookie bonking. So looking like Sado's not going for a dram. There are different. Oh, what? Ooh, this is a weird route that Sado's taking. I think he's just playing it very safe.
Yeah, definitely interesting going for that trash moon here. Are we going for Sphinx? Okay, no. I was gonna say, if we go for Sphinx, I'd be very happy. I'd be super stoked to see someone going for Sphinx. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I think Superwookie went for Dram, and yeah, it worked. No, he's not going back quickly. I don't think so. That would be odd.
Definitely interesting routing.
No, there's no reason for him to.
So, what do you think the reasoning for this interesting routing is here from Sado?
I think that he's just trying to play it safe. Honestly.
Yeah, could be trying to play it safe, could be just mixing it up. I know we saw Spezzy in an earlier tournament match just literally make up a route in sand. Didn't seem like there was really any rhyme or reason, just kind of felt like it. And I mean, I think that's fair. Interesting space to do that Jaxi skip there. A lot of times you'll see players landing on that square brick on the side, but just going in the middle just doesn't really care.
Well, Superwookie has pulled ahead by a decent amount.
Yeah, turns out sticking with a safe and consistent route, something that's been fleshed out, not a bad idea, but Sado really not too far behind here. I mean, it's pretty much synced up. You can't really say there's much difference at this point.
Nope. About I'd say 1 second. 50. Probably a little less than 1 second difference.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it
mean,
was a 52 and a 53.
very, very close race so far. We exited the Cascades Kingdom with literally a 1/5 of a second lead for Sado, and then we're exiting Sand Kingdom with a 1/5 of a second lead for Superwookie. So actually a 1/4 second lead. So slight larger lead out of this kingdom than Sado is boasting out of the Cascade Kingdom, but really, really tight game so far. You love to see it, and I think Sado's just mixing it up. We're going to Wooded first. Sado wants to entertain the fans, and I can respect that.
Oh, I feel like that's just his normal thing to do, is to get the harder kingdom out of the way.
I mean, could be, could be. I don't honestly watch a lot of solo Sado streams, so I can't speak for the standard Sado strategies.
I've watched him a bit. I'm pretty sure this is what he normally does, but there's a chance I could be wrong.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like Wooded first is a interesting situation.
See if Sado can get nut clip here. That might be good. Yep. For the out of bounds movement, see if he does this correctly. Alright. And ramp.
So what interesting aspect, I mean, obviously of going for Wooded first opposed to Lake first is you're obviously not going to be able to know specifically who's ahead and who's behind at this point. I think this might actually completely ruin the stats plugin. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it does, but we're just going to pretend like that's not a problem. On the other hand, though, I mean, obviously we don't know who's ahead, who's behind, and that can be kind of a psychological aspect for the runners, too. I mean, Superwookie, if he's watching the stream, I mean, could be useful to know where your opponent's at, know if you need to be safe, know if, you know, your opponent might have died. You can just kind of like, you can kind of cruise, you know, maybe skip FRS, but gotta have no idea here. Oh, that was tight. Really risking the deep woods with that one. Superwookie letting us know that he is aware.
It can be deceiving with someone going to Lake first and someone going to Wooded first, because it may look at that like Superwookie has pulled ahead, but Wood is just a way longer kingdom compared to Lake.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You need like what, like 8 moons to get out of Lake Kingdom, where you need like, I don't know, I don't know how to count. What is that, like 16 moons to get out of Wooded Kingdom? It's a lot of moons. That's a lot of circles, and I don't know how to count that high.
Bugfish, I don't think the schedule changed. It just got delayed a little bit by the last match.
We are working on that, Bugfish. I'm not sure whether or not we're going to be able to do the streams tomorrow. We have some restreamer schedule changes, so we're seeing if Dance is able to restream the ones tomorrow, early matches, and I will get back to you on that. But either way, we are rocking and rolling Wood Kingdom. Both players here in Wooded now, but Sado heading up towards the Spirit fight. Will we be fighting Spirit? We will indeed. Have to see whether or not Superwookie's going to do the same, but Superwookie going for that tree route. See if the nut clip was successful. Did Sado go for nut clip? I didn't even pay attention. I'm going to be really honest.
He did go for nut clip and he got it.
Nice. Definitely something that we usually speak about. I'm not sure how I missed that one, but... Let's see if...
Then Superwookie looks good.
Nice. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's gonna happen here?
Oh.
I'm not an expert. Where are we? Okay. Phew.
He somehow saved that. I don't know how he did that.
Yeah, I mean, every time I've seen someone fall that far down on a nut clip, they get stuck. But I mean, we are out there. Okay, bonking up to the ceiling. Fine. I'm accepting that. That's good.
Reverse bonk in one player.
Totally okay.
Alright, Sado leaving. Wooded.
Yep, leaving Wooded. Superwookie cruising through Wooded on his own here. Gonna be abandoned by his partner in crime, Sado, who's headed back to the Lake Kingdom now. A little bit of a backwards route, but we'll have to see if it ends up paying off. Really doesn't make a difference in the end, but does make it a bit more interesting. Always so terrified of players doing that spin pound, like roll off the edge over the deep woods. It just like gives me massive anxiety every time. Okay, we need to head back to shore there, Superwookie. I thought for a second Superwookie was going to commit to that somehow, and that would not have worked. Going for this nice FRS setup there. Second time's the charm, but not saving any time with that FRS. Well, I guess since you had to go for FRS with this route, I mean, I guess you could argue it saved time, but regardless, does lose a bit. Either way, Sado cruising past Dilly P here in the Lake Kingdom. You're going to be grabbing some underwater moons, doing a fish jump here, and collecting the Rango multi-moon. Pretty quick kingdom, as we stated before. I don't know. Who's going to be ahead? We're one boss fight away from the end of the kingdom each. We got Rango, we got Spirit. Which is a faster fight? Oh, we're going for Spiritless, actually. Okay. Interesting routing decisions from both players. Good time to plug the sponsor with the nice ping from our gracious chatter in the chat room, the Urban Arts Partnership. Fantastic group of individuals we are working with to send students to college for the arts and technology surrounding game design. If you ever wanted to study game design, maybe, you know, you were less privileged, you didn't grow up in a rich family, didn't grow up in a, you know, the best neighborhood. UAP goes around, they find students that are in those situations, they give them the skills they need, they give them the scholarships they need, the equipment they need, the books they need, all that sort of stuff. Send them off to school, getting a lot of kids into college who otherwise would not do so. We have a program called the School of Interactive Arts, which is a hands-on learning center. Teaches them these skills they need. It's like a college prep course. And 100% of students going through that program do end up going to college. So that's pretty fantastic, if I do say so myself. That's a really good percentage. I mean, imagine having 100% success at a trick in SMO. It just doesn't happen. People claim they have that, but let's be real. Is anybody 100% consistent at anything? Oh, Colin with the big brain. I'm sure somebody's told me that multiple times, but I do forget.
Sado taking a bit of a lead.
Yeah, we are sitting at an 8-second lead here, which is the biggest chunk of change so far. I mean, we've been sitting at less than a second. Actually, we had a full second lead for Sado out of Cat Kingdom, but actually no, it was a half second. Yeah, we literally haven't had a second more lead until now. It's kind of crazy. If you are just coming in, you're not super aware of what's going on. We are running the Super Mario Odyssey 90% open right now. If you want to learn more about the players involved, you type !SMOA or SMOB in the chat room to get the B and A tournament schedules, or excuse me, brackets respectively. Appreciate everybody popping in. So we are headed into Lost Kingdom now for both players. Sado heading up to the meme tree, getting a nice jump off of this tree. Very good stuff. Seen some pretty solid players get stumped by that tree so far in the tournament, so good to see Sado keeping things nice and clean here at the beginning. As long as we don't see a Klepto or a death later on, we don't have to see that tree again for either player. So, okay, I gotta ask, out of all the players in all the tournaments, which ones are you most excited to watch?
I would say in this tournament, in Division B, I am probably most excited for, I'd say Flavian, because I know he's really consistent and has a lot of good mechanics. And for Division A, I'd say either Ganon or Jambo, because I'm decent friends with both of them. And I just want to see everyone do well. I'm just excited to see how everyone do.
Yeah, definitely fun to root for your friends in tournaments. I'm definitely the kind of gamer that if my friend's in a tournament race, I'm in the chat spamming. It's definitely one of the most fun things. I know as a racer, looking in the chat room, especially if you're not having the best race, if you have people cheering you on, that's always a good vibe, so definitely encourage the gamers in the chat room. I mean, I don't want to encourage copy pastas, but I mean, some, you know, copy pasta spams are nice. And Sado missing the moon there. Getting a little bit greedy on the movement, trying to grab that moon. Looked like we were going for a deathless ending to Lost there, but unfortunately unable to connect. And things can get dicey from here. It looks like we're going to go just straight around here. That is fine, but it is now all tied up. Sado unable to go for deathless, while Superwookie going to be getting the globe here, so Superwookie with a little lead here at the end. It's just consistently back and forth. Yeah, I think it's even less than 5 seconds. We'll have to see the split deltas here. Okay, you are... I feel bad for nitpicking now, because it's a 4-second lead. A little over 4 seconds for Superwookie. We're finally on our way to Metro Kingdom. Cappy's been telling us about it for the past hour. He's been just jabbering on and on about how we're gonna go to Metro Kingdom. Somehow we end up in the clouds, somehow we end up in some weird lost city, but now we are finally here and it's rainy. We gotta turn the lights on, so we're gonna head upstairs, find the Mecha Wiggler, hopefully not die or get 3 cycles. I mean, if you get 3 cycles, you basically die, right? That's basically death in Mario Odyssey.
It's the same exact thing. Three-cycle may not seem like a big deal to newer runners, but you lose a lot of time between 2-cycle and 3-cycle.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's not a huge deal, you're right, for like newer runners, but I definitely feel like newer runners get pretty hyped up for 2 cycles. I mean, it's not the easiest thing in the world. You see pretty skilled runners get tripped up by the Mecha Wiggler pretty often. Throw some pretty terrible patterns at you. But Superwookie and Sado both making quick work of City Hall here. Going to be heading over this gap, doing the Yeet of Faith, and Superwookie with a bit of a wonky angle. Does end up making it over the gap, though. We'll see if Sado can reciprocate that jump. Probably not the right word, but does copy the jump. Very good.
Alright, well, let's see if either or both or none of them get a cycle.
Yeah, I mean, in any race, it's definitely a big deal to get a 3-cycle or a 2-cycle, but in this race in particular, it's neck and neck. Mecha Wiggler is a huge deal in this situation. Definitely looking to grab that if you're either runner, but as I said, it can be tricky. We'll see how this pattern is. Superwookie going to be first up to bat. And that is a curly pattern, but it looks like we have a straight shot here at the bottom, so should be okay. Just need to nail those shots.
One, but I think he'll be able to go back and get it.
Yep. No problem. Sado as well with a pretty favorable pattern. Neither runner going to get tripped up by these.
Those two at the top. And they're both good.
I was a little bit scared after I said that because Sado immediately missed a shot after I said he was going to be totally fine, but that is okay. Not every shot can be absolutely perfect, and that is understandable.
If I am correct, I think there's about an 8-second lead. Let's see how the scooter clip beats the winners. Sado can get it. Alright, both runners getting it.
If you are interested in the full schedule for the tournaments going on this weekend, definitely check out the link in the chat. The schedule might change a little bit for tomorrow, but I believe it's going to stay the same. Either way, we've got action going on all weekend and well into the week. We'll have more stuff scheduled for probably Tuesday on through the next weekend because there is too much stuff going on to limit things to just a couple of days. Got like 96 matches or something like that in the group stages. Pretty large tournament. Looks like so far Superwookie able to hold on to this lead in Metro. Not making any major mistakes. There's some pretty tricky platforming parts coming up once we head up the tower. Can be a little bit difficult when you do an accurate climb. You're jumping down towards those moons, but runners of these levels, I feel like we're going to be just fine in Metro. I don't expect to see a lead shift, unless one of the runners maybe goes for bullet building, but again, don't expect that either.
Unless it's possible that there could be any big mistake, like dying or missing, like diving from the garbage room to the.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've seen some seasoned runners fall on the swinging in the breeze moon, or swaying in the breeze, excuse me. My Mario 64 gaming is showing. But yeah, that if you don't respect that moon, you're falling down, you're losing a lot of time. You either have to warp or climb all the way back up. It's not a good time, but Superwookie here, heading up to the part we're talking about, grabbing this trash moon. And just has to grab this moon underneath. Looks like we're going to go for the dive strat here. Even going for the cap throw just to make things nice and comfy.
The cap throw, I feel like, is very safe.
Yeah,
it
definitely.
Doesn't lose that much time, so it's just not really a good idea.
Yeah, I remember watching some gamers go for the faster, like no cap drive strat, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do that, and then I did it like twice and fell down both times. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna do that. Like, why bother?
Well, Sado barely landing on the platform.
Okay, were you trying it? Not just gonna go for it? Okay, nice. Sado feeling confident. Gotta respect that. Some solid and practiced movements out of both runners here. See how much time was saved or lost by either in this kingdom, but I don't think it's going to be very much.
Well, coming to the end of Metro, I think Superwookie has made a little bit more of a lead.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm not sure if you know the exact conversion rate for one people's room to seconds, but I do know that Superwookie was one people's room ahead, so do with that what you will while we wait for these split times here. I'm so spoiled by the stat sheet already. I'm like, I've like completely given up on just like manually calculating time differences. It's actually kind of bad.
Well, it's looking like 19-20 seconds.
Alright, so we got Superwookie heading off into the Snow Kingdom. Let's check the splits. Looks like we got no split from Sado. Sado trolling me. Sag. Very Sag. Alright, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. I'm gonna count. Watch out, chat. I'm gonna do basic addition and subtraction. I'm gonna blow your mind here. You are correct. Superwookie's sound is delayed. Not super sure why. Could be on Superwookie's side, could be on my side. You never know.
Alright, so it's looking like Superwookie won't be going for Snowdrop.
Yeah, and I do think you're right. So we got a 4-second lead going into Metro. And then we had a 22-second lead for Superwookie going into... what is it? Shiveria? Yeah, it's Shiveria. That's the name of the town. Big brain commentator. Really know my stuff here.
Looking like Sado's gonna go for Snowdrop. Try and save some time.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised. I mean, 103 is definitely a time where you're gonna be wanting to go for that. Did Superwookie get the shot moon? I wasn't quite paying attention.
He did get the shot moon, so he won't be going for Snowdrop.
Okay. These boys do be going fast, I will say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're both definitely doing a really good job so far. Haven't really been any major mistakes.
Yeah, it really doesn't get much closer than this. I mean, obviously we could have like a frame sync or something, but we're 34 minutes in the run. We're in Snow Kingdom, and we are tied up practically in this room. Did I say that? Okay, yeah, Superwookie is ahead. I confused the heck out of myself because Sado didn't get the shot moon. So I'm like, how is Sado ahead? What happened? Turns out routing differences, they result in time differences. Amazing.
Yeah.
Runners do things in different orders.
And their routing differences can be different.
Very true. Oh.
Ooh. No long jump coming up for Sado.
Yeah, so they're taking a fierce bonk there on the wall. Usually not a huge deal, you know, when you see a runner do something like that. But, alright, it's at the point where, like, every bonk is going to start adding up pretty heavily. I mean, you got to keep in mind that at any point in the end game, we could have a major mistake from one of these runners. We've seen it before in this tournament already. Mech falls, you've seen mech deaths, we've seen deaths and moon. Deaths and pillars sequence, I mean, we've seen it all already. I mean, it's second week of the tournament.
Well, I mean, late game can be very brutal, especially Bowser's Kingdom.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, pretty much every part of Bowser's Kingdom is surrounded by endless pits of death.
And then, once you're doing pretty well in the moon, the nerves get to you.
Yeah, and here's where we see, you know, the major routing differences we were talking about. Superwookie going to be collecting the shot moon earlier, while Sado collecting the shot moon now, and then going for this trick called Snowdram here. Very crucial that we nail this jump in order to save the time, and we are falling all the way down. That is a sizable chunk of time we just lost, while Superwookie is teleporting back to the Odyssey, so Sado needing to make this trick at this point. I mean, we're both warping back to the Odyssey, but Sado's down to moon.
If you've seen any of these GSA matches before, you'll probably know about the commentators. Garrus San earlier, a few minutes ago, talked about how there haven't been any major mistakes so far.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't done anything.
No, it's fine.
There's no rituals performed. I don't have any torches lit in my bedroom right now. You're totally making everything up. It's not the commentator way.
It's because I do.
Oh man, I knew it. I mean, it's Halloween. It's Halloween. If you want to have torches lit, maybe I shouldn't endorse that. Maybe I shouldn't endorse any of that. Don't cast ancient black magic on your opponents in races, or, you know, just in general. Avoid the dark arts. It's not good for your health.
Seaside tends to be a really the kingdom. Normally, not too many route differences, but there was just a new strat found the other day that saves about 5 seconds.
Yes, I've been hearing it is called the chest dip, the fish dip. I like fish dip because it sounds like...
I'll explain it once we get to the chest.
I like fish dip because then we can meme and call it tartar sauce. I think that should be the name.
So, what people have found is that right behind this chest, you can clip down in that bottom corner, right behind it, and you can go to this moon that he's going through right now, and you don't have to go around at all. And then you stay out of bounds. You don't have to go around again, and it saves a decent chunk of time for it being seaside.
Yeah, I mean, basically, oh, looks like we're going for it here, Sado. We are not out of bounds, unfortunately, so we're going to be heading around the normal way, which is a-okay. Losing a tiny bit of time, but trying to pull out the swag for the fans. Gotta respect it.
I guess going for it doesn't actually lose that much time.
Yeah, no. I mean, opening the chest basically with it, but does save a decent chunk of time. I mean, it's not a small time save. It's definitely a sizable time save. But as I was saying before, in pretty much any speedrun, one of the most important things is having really clean straight lines from objective to objective. And what these clips do basically is allow us to go straight to the next objective rather than having to go around obstacles. It also prevents, you know, bonking, because fish bonking in Seaside is notoriously famous for, you know, losing quite a bit of time. You bonk into the wall, fish just kind of sits there and stares at it for a bit, but obviously fish clip here, the standard fish clip out of bounds. Stuff's been around for years at this point, and pretty much everybody does it.
I think fish clip is a really good trick to learn early on, because it's pretty simple, and it saves a lot of time.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if I was teaching someone SMO any percent, I would literally teach them fish clip on their first run. For sure.
Like, even if it takes you a couple tries, it's still faster than just going around and talking to Sphinx. So, heading into luncheon, there's a lot of different strats that you can do. Superwookie messing up Salt Triple a little bit. But, I'm assuming that we won't be seeing any Spearless. But there's a chance that Sado could be going for it. Or even Superwookie, just depending on what they do. Sado going for a face strat. Going on the corner. Wookie not going for a Spiritless, playing it safe. Doing some basic spirit strats. So we'll stay like this. Sado entering while Wookie finishes up.
So Luncheon Kingdom is everyone's favorite kingdom here. Of course, there's no perils. Everything is very simple. No runs die here. Of course, not being sarcastic at all. This is totally my favorite kingdom. The geometry is very self-explanatory. There's no weird sharp edges. But in reality, I mean, this kingdom eats runs for breakfast. Let's be real. Superwookie opting to go for the fork full movement here. Very common strats.
My guess is that we're gonna see them both go for the common launcher that most people use.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised to see any sort of deviation from the standard route at this point.
Especially since neither of them went for Superwookie.
Eat runs for lunch. True. I've said enough cringe stuff today. I don't need to bring out the ultra mega cringe puns.
Oh, I'll say the ultra mega cringe stuff. You've said enough today.
Wow. Okay. Even the co-commentator roasted me. That's supposed to be a self-roast segment. Come on. Okay. Anyways, both runners in fact do have Twitch accounts if you want to go follow them. If you ever are curious where you can find the racers in any particular GSA race, do type !racers in the chat. We try to keep that updated so that we can give them as much assistance with the viewership as possible.
Okay, messing up a little bit on Salt Island.
Nope, no mistakes. Perfect gameplay.
We're gonna get some standard fork movement. Go to the right.
As a great speedrunner once said, there's no mistakes in speedrunning, just happy little accidents. Pretty sure he's a speedrunner. I don't know.
That's why. Everyone's a speedrunner. If you're not a speedrunner, you are not real.
Is that true? I guess all people technically are speedrunning. I mean, everybody's rushing to do stuff, something in life, right? We're all trying to go too fast. Maybe what the memes say are true. Speedrunning's just cringe. We all need to slow down, play the game right. But looks like Superwookie having a bit of a bonk here, trying to climb up to this moon on top of the cliff. Unfortunately, unable to do so. Not quite enough height there, and giving Sado a little bit of room to breathe here. Sado's hot on his tail, and this is a pretty tight race at this point.
Yeah, even with Sado messing up Snowdram, he still kept it pretty close.
Oh, yep. And recapturing the pan bro. But Sado having a lot of trouble with the cheese. Throwing... Does not want to slow down that pan throwing and just throws pans all over the place. Unfortunate. Might want to consider the dance to strat. Just slow down a little bit there. Throw one pan at a time. Get there eventually, but... Either way, we have arrived. Both players stand on the cutscene button, raising the platforms out of the Pepto-Bismol ocean. We are almost about ready to wrap up luncheon here. We got a couple more moons, and then it's kind of a freebie here. We just climb to the top of the mountain, collect a triple moon, head back to the Odyssey. And then, of course, we got everyone's favorite kingdom coming up, the Shout-Out Kingdom, I do believe it's called. Oh, God. The geometry of luncheon doing a number on Sado. He is dead. That is a Pepto-Bismol bath that you do not want to fall into. It is hot, it is spicy, and it'll burn your booty. Sado getting sent back here. Just as you thought Sado was about to catch up. I mean, unfortunate. And we can't go straight to the right either. Sometimes you'll see players die after collecting this moon over the edge of this ridge, but unfortunately unable to collect that moon first, so it does have to redo the jump, and that was a painful death if you're a Sado fan. What do you mean, Salmon? Salmon, that race was so close. I was a nail biter down to the very end. I don't know what you're talking about. Every GSA race is a masterpiece. I've scripted them myself. That is a good point. Sado's Turning to Life is on the line. Probably should have hyped that up a little bit more. Is it too late? Everybody, Sado's Tournament Life is on the line. It's very important.
Well, heading into Ruined, assuming that we're gonna do some basic Ruined fast strats.
Yeah, we're actually just gonna play ads over Ruined because, you know, nobody wants to watch that, right? We're just gonna play ads. So, see you guys after that. I'm just kidding, okay? We're not gonna play ads. I'd never do that. It's too thrilling. We're too busy shouting out our sponsor, shouting out the racers. Please, if you haven't already, go follow these racers.
Speaking of our sponsors, Darren, do you want to talk about the Urban Arts Partnership?
I've been waiting all match to talk about the Urban Arts Partnership. I mean, I already talked about it before, but I don't think we really touched on enough bases. Did you know that the Urban Arts Partnership, out of the people that go through their programs, have a 100% college matriculation rate? That is pretty epic. When I was first told that, I didn't even know what college matriculation was because I am only a high school graduate and I did not stay in school and go to college. But basically what that means is everybody that's gone through their programs has made it into a college program, which is pretty awesome. Very important, very cool. You know, sometimes, you know, people will go through college prep courses that can't quite make it, but Urban Arts Partnership, making sure all their students that come through their services, make sure they get the stuff they need, they get the products they need, they get the support they need, they get hands-on training they need, whatever students might need, they get it for them. And they focus on primarily students who are interested in game design, so, you know, maybe you are a kid out there, you want to get in touch with the Urban Arts Partnership, get hooked up with some scholarships, you can do that. Or you can also donate to the Urban Arts Partnership. We will be running donation donation drives throughout the next couple of months. Got some interesting stuff on the horizon in terms of content. So do keep an eye out for announcements on our Twitter page. Man, we're just like rolling right into the next segue, man. Okay, we got to shout out the Twitter. When's the last time we shout out the Twitter? Come on. Go follow GSA on Twitter. I post there every day. I'm lonely. I need your likes. Please, I'm desperate. I promise, the content is good. We post schedules. Let you know when the tournaments are happening. You don't want to miss any tournaments.
Sir, I will go on Twitter right now, and
Let's go!
if I haven't already.
I got a Twitter follower. Let's go!
I'm already following GSA. Why would I not?
Yeah, true. I'm following
I
Twitter on
just
all
like
1,000 of my Twitter accounts.
it's like the
Man, that was a fast Rune Kingdom. That was like, that just made the time fly by. Let's talk about the Urban Arts partnership. That's just the feels good time. We didn't even get a time to shout out the racers. We've already done it before, but I want to do it again. I can't say it enough. A lot of players that join these tournaments, really high-skilled gamers, don't get enough support. I mean, we got people in the tournaments that have literally like 101s, and they have like 40 followers. It's like, how do you not have affiliate? Like, how has this not happened yet? We gotta get their names out there. We gotta spread the love. But we are moving on to Bowser Kingdom for Superwookie. And, you know, it's getting a little bit difficult for Sado to catch up here. It's less about what Sado does at this point and more about what Superwookie does. Because if Superwookie just plays at the best of his ability, even considering that minute PB gap, I mean, the skill differential in terms of the movement, the different strats they're going for is pretty much the same. So I really don't think that if Superwookie plays on top of his game, Sado can catch up on this point. So we'll have to see if there's a death on Mech, if there's a death in Moon. Could definitely make or break this run. Even just a fall on Mech, even not a death, I think could be a big difference here.
and the rest of the run. You can really die anywhere. Any lead changes can happen in just a split second, just because of one little mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, the rest of the run matters very much, but once we get here in the Bowser's Kingdom, I mean, things just kind of amp up to 11. You gotta have your mental game on point. You gotta be moving the guy in the correct ways. If you make one false move, you're literally gonna lose the run. So hopefully we'll see both runners keep it together here, but it's up to them at this point. I mean, sometimes races are called at this point, but I'd say this one is most definitely within the margin of error here.
Well, pretty good charge from Superwookie. Not really any mistakes at all.
Yeah, and as we were saying before, Superwookie in the driver's seat. So, see any good shards out of him? That's a pretty good sign if you're a Superwookie fan. Okay, interesting strategies here from Sado, I must say.
Yeah, you would think he would be trying to do some crazy strats to try and catch up. But, mistakes.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, I mean, is this a normal strategy for Sado? I know Sado's been going for some kind of strange strats, so it wouldn't really surprise me, honestly, if this is something Sado did normally.
Oh, there's, I believe there's about a, I'd say 40-second difference.
Yeah, something around there, definitely. We got a 38-second calculation in the chat room. Commentator says 40. I'd say that's about correct. I'm not counting, so I'm just guessing, but I trust you. I trust you. I think chat's got it. I think co-commentators got it. Go with that. Like I said before, my addition and subtraction is not something to be trusted, so definitely trust the chat a little bit. But
I
we
will
see.
say so myself. I'm currently in algebra 2, so I can do my simple
Let's go.
math. Well, Sado doing the worst option and doing topper first.
Yeah, and paying the price. I mean, topper much more difficult, I hear, if you do topper first. Is that correct? I think the difficulty gets turned up like 5 times.
Pretty sure you immediately lose like 30 seconds by doing topper first.
That's crazy. Yeah, weird that they'd program that in the game, but it's just the way it is.
Alright, well, Coming up to the mech. Superwookie has to get one more moon, assuming he's gonna get the one right behind the boxes.
Uh-oh. Is this the beginning of the end for the Superwookie hype train? I mean, that's a pretty sizable death here. It's definitely not going to evaporate the lead, but that lead has definitely shrunk here as Sado getting the last hit on Harriet. Just a little bit of cutscene action behind Superwookie. Definitely needs to be on his toes here. One more mistake like that and it could potentially be a game-losing mistake.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's a really risky strat. I never go for that.
That was
Because it just scares me too much.
This is a weird Pokio nose connection there with that wall. I'm not even sure what happened there. That was like the most extendo connection I've ever seen in my life, but making our way up the Pokio wall. Sado still in tow here. Gonna be going for that crate moon now. See if it works a little bit better for him. Playing it pretty safe.
Still a pretty sizable lead for Superwookie. Doesn't seem to have changed by too much. On for some further strats, possibly some target acquired at the end.
Yeah, all eyes definitely need to be on Superwookie's screen right now. Very nice movement so far on the mech. Got 2 more Brutals to go, I believe. Yes, we do. So Harriet gonna go down next, and then we will attempt Knockout Spirit here at the very end. It's some tight movement, and it could be a key part of the run here to watch. Alright, here we go. Superwookie, the moment of truth. Oh, we're gonna play it really safe. Alright.
I don't blame him. He wants to keep that lead, so
yeah,
he's got a pretty sizable lead. So
I mean, we know that Superwookie's been watching, so if he's more comfortable doing that, I totally respect that for sure. The stats guy calling out the 42-second lead from Wookie. Assuming that was entering mech.
somehow he has gained a 2-second lead from Shards. I guess Harriet first just really.
Yeah, I mean, the shards movement itself is very fast. I mean, are you calculating since after shards or since entering shards?
I'm considering after Shards.
Oh, really?
Because I'm pretty sure it was 40 seconds after Sado finished Shards.
That's kind of crazy considering the fact that Superwookie died going for Great Moon. Actually nuts.
Trying to think. If Superwookie has a really good moon, it's possible for him to get a PD. It would just have to be very good. But he can definitely do it. Entering moon here. See what how moon cave skip goes.
Alright, so the lead slightly tightening up here as we are in the Moon Kingdom with Superwookie. securely in the lead here. Mooncave skip could be a difference maker, but it looks like Superwookie got it under control. Uh-oh, we are slipping and sliding. I spoke too soon. I'm not allowed to speak anymore. Alright, thank you. I stopped talking. It worked. I promise it was all my fault. Superwookie, you can thank me later.
One mistake could put Sado ahead.
Nope, I didn't say anything. That was your imagination. Can't blame it on me.
Yeah, I don't know what chat's talking about.
But wow, this is really close now.
Yeah. Really has been all race.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, first few splits were like less than a second apart.
Yeah, I think that if Sado gets Snowdram first try, he could possibly be in the lead right now. Getting about a 14-second lead. So it's definitely getting a lot closer.
This is definitely a very important Bowser fight. A lot more important than most, but every fast hat counts, and Superwookie fumbling a little bit here, but does end up grabbing the hat in time to throw some punches at Bowser, so doesn't make, you know, the worst situation out of it, but does lose a little bit of time here. Gives Sado a tiny bit of wiggle room, but still a healthy lead heading into the escape sequence. Yes, we know that Superwookie's audio is delayed, but we have to hear the escape music. It's very important. Especially the ending pillar sequence.
Yeah, this is really close.
Yeah, close indeed. We'll have to see. I mean, a 2D skip, honestly, would be huge here. If either runner were to fail it, it would be absolutely catastrophic to their chances of victory, but again, probably shouldn't be speaking. Probably should just be quiet. But here we are, the 2D section. Runs come to die here. Superwookie looking confident. Very clean 2D skip from Superwookie. Cannot plan it any better. Sado right behind. Very clean from him as well. So, I mean, realistically, probably not going to see a lead change at this point. Looks like Superwookie going to pull out ahead. Unless there's a catastrophic Pillars death or some really, really slow Pillars action. But either way, get your cat jams in the chat. It's the last match of the day. We got to get some cat jams going. And I really hope there's no Pillars meltdown, but anything can happen here. We've seen it before. Oh man, Superwookie really risking it here.
That was close.
And not the best first pillar. Looks like Sado is in here to play right now. Actually, kind of crazy how much Sado just caught up with that first pillar.
This is gonna be a really close match.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get it from the beginning. Very close. Sado gonna take a lead?
Oh my gosh, is this happening? Sado crushing the block at the last second. Is this going to be a situation where we need to get another retime in? Oh my gosh, this is too close to call.
I think Sado might have just won.
What?
I think we need to retime.
Yeah, we absolutely need to retime that. There's no way I'm calling that one. I mean...
Oh my gosh, dude. That's crazy.
if we go by their timers alone, Sado won, but human error is an element. There is no auto splitter going on here, so even auto splitters make mistakes. But I mean, wow. I was all ready to count Sado out, but Sado with a completely dominant Pillars performance, just crushing Superwookie in the last seconds. That's insane.
Yeah, that's less than a second difference, definitely. Gosh. Superwookie playing really well for his PB though. Less than 30 seconds off. Both runners doing amazing. That's crazy.
Yeah, we will have to see what happens here. Please stand by. Try to figure out what the plan is. Our stats man is out of the building, so we have to contact someone else perhaps to get some read times going. But we will stay on the line until we figure this one out.
You can see just from how close it is just by watching their individual screens. It's frames apart.
Oh yeah, and I mean, you got to keep in mind, like, I try to do my best to sync streams up, but there's always going to be a little bit of margin of error between, you know, what I try to sync things up at my end. So we have no idea who won. But you know, we'll figure it out. We always do. Bring Sado in here in the meantime. Sado, I think you might have won, but we're not quite sure yet. How you feeling? Might have won. What was that?
Oh, sorry. I had the chat open.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Wait, did I actually? Wait, what?
Yeah, we have no idea who won. It was literally too close. I mean, on my screen, you guys both got 104.32s. On your screen, you got a 104.32, and on Superwookie's, he split at 104.33. But we'll have to see what happened. Pillars, very important segment, as we saw here today.
Wait. Hold on. Like, I don't know if you guys saw my chat, but I like turned off the stream after Bowser's because like I didn't want to see that like yeah, I just turned on my stream after Bowser because I thought the race was over with. Like I thought it was decided. So I figured like, you know what, let me I'll play out the run. I'll get a good moon, and if I get a good moon, I'm happy with myself. But if me like decide to play out the run and get a good moon, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm shocked. I think everybody in the building is shocked. That was actually a crazy ending to this race. I wanted to try to hype it up, but I was just kind of like halfway like, oh man, if Sado pulls off a great Pillars, you know, could be all right. And then all of a sudden, you know, Superwookie's missing shots on the first pillar, and all your shots are hitting. I'm like, okay, probably still can't happen. And then all of a sudden at the very end, you just pull ahead with the swipes. It's like, how did that happen? I haven't seen a Pillars turnaround quite that, you know, distinct.
Yeah, but
I think ever.
So like I said, I turned off stream after Bowser's. How did I catch up so? What happened to Wookie? I got a 516 moon, but like that's like it should not have been just Pillars that caused that difference.
I'm pretty sure it was just Pillars.
Yeah, it was pretty much just Pillars. Superwookie had a bit of a rough time, and you just kind of clutched it out.
Wait, hold on. Like a 40-second or so. Like I don't know what the difference was exiting Bowser. Like 30 or 40 seconds. I thought I heard. I think.
I mean, it depends on what we're talking about. Hard to really tell. I don't really have a mental bank of specifically how much you were ahead or behind at each split.
Oh well, I know I was behind by like around that time, sort of. So like, but yeah, I'm surprised I caught up that much. Unless Wookie died, which I haven't seen.
Oh, okay. So I remember now. So you were ahead like or excuse me, Wookie was ahead like 38, 40 seconds going into Moon, but he also had some issues with the Moon Cave skip. I think it was like 2 misses. That's a little bit extra movement. So that plus pillars, I think, were the majority of the time saves. I think also on Bowser fight, Superwookie kind of flubbed one of the fast hats and almost lost the hat to Bowser. So yeah, just all over Moon. It was basically just a race against time. You kind of just taking the cake there.
Yeah. Well, it's not confirmed. It's not confirmed yet whether I won or lost. I did want to say, my Moon wasn't perfect either. I did get like a second. I ground pounded too early, coming on to, like, on my way to the Sphinx, so I had to. So I lost a ground pound time, but yeah, that was a pretty good Moon. I don't know how I got that Moon. Like that, like my gold before, my goal for the longest time was a 516, so that's a pretty cool to tie that here.
Yeah, I mean, definitely put it in the work. I mean, all throughout the race, that was just a fantastic thing to watch. I mean, the route variations plus just how close it was throughout the race. I think even after Lake and Wooded were over, you only had a bit of like probably an 8-second difference, I think. So keeping things throughout the run very, very close, and then all the way down to the wire at the end. That was just a phenomenal race to watch. Definitely one I was not expecting, but always love to see a close race.
So another thing.
Go ahead.
Another thing that I wanted to express, Snowdram and that lunch in death. I don't know why. For Snowdram, I don't know why my first attempt did not work. I felt like I didn't do anything different the second attempt. So maybe it's just nerves from racing. I feel like if I go back and thought, I could probably point out what I did wrong the first time. But like that is so. Like I think that's the first time I've missed Snowdram in a no reset or race setting ever. And then that lunch in death, I've also never died that way either. Like sliding on one of the platforms above where the moon was, and I think maybe if I didn't throw Cappy at the top there, I think that's what I did. If I didn't throw Cappy at the top there, I would have been able to throw Cappy back, maybe towards the moon, and if not towards the moon, maybe towards a slope where you can back it up. So those are the two things that I'm just kind of frustrated at losing time as, and also that death near the end of Lost. I did take a greedy there. That was kind of my fault. I wanted to see if I could get that moon without the cap through, but I think this race can teach me a good lesson that don't do things I have not practiced much in race settings. Unless I know for sure I have the positioning and speed, and even then, nothing wrong with taking it safe, especially in a race setting in the B tournament. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, coming into any race, always going to be the best option to just do what you're comfortable with. I mean, in any run, honestly. I mean, even if it's just a reset attempt on your stream, offline, either way. If you're doing stuff that you're not comfortable with in runs, you're taking a big risk. But for those of you wondering in the audience what's going on, obviously too close to call just by visuals. So we are downloading the VODs in the HQ. The stats team is busy at work, figuring things out, seeing exactly how many frames transpired between the start and end of each run, so we can tell who possibly won this game. It is technically possible to have a frame tie. It has happened in the history of GSA racing in SMO, in fact, but very unlikely that is a frame tie. Very likely we will find a specific winner, but it does take time. The internet is not instantaneous, so I gotta make sure we go through the paces.
Yeah, I'll just like, is Wookie coming in for an interview?
I don't think so. I think I pinged him, unless he joined and I missed him, but I don't see him in the Discord.
I don't
so.
think he's going. I was watching.
Yeah, always love to have the racers in for interviews, but it doesn't happen every time.
I wonder if he's upset about whatever happened in Moon. I didn't have a stream the speedrun stream up, but I did hear like he had major mistakes in Moon. Does anybody know like what kind of Moon Wookie got?
Like I was saying before, there's quite a few mistakes. Specifically, Mooncave's Skip failed a couple times. Bowser cycles weren't super clean, and then obviously the pillars. But to answer the question in the chat, what is the process for retiming? Basically, we have one of the stats team members downloading the VODs. They're going to put it through a video editing software and see specifically how long each racer took to complete the game. See, Salmon has a big brain. Salmon knows that Sado was looking for the split times. I'm just here talking about what happened.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Jesselmon. Yeah, 549. Yeah, if I remember correctly, that was pretty much the difference coming out of Bowser, so that does make sense. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks, Jesselmon.
Well, while we're waiting, we can go ahead and take a look at the standings currently, I suppose. So we got the the Division B standings here on the screen right now. Group F, obviously, still a little bit up in the air. Don't know who took the match just now, but otherwise, everything else is set in stone.
Yeah.
So
my favorite player, I'd say, is probably the third player in Group D.
Third player in Group D, Shadow Gatto. I mean, Shadow Gatto's got a good profile picture, I must admit. Shadow Gatto's got the cat with the porridge face. Very important. Looks like we have multiple stats team members working on this, so we're gonna get multiple retimes. I like to see it. Make sure we're correct here. Double checking our work. But some things to notably point out here in the group stages so far. Obviously, not a lot of groups really set in stone so far, but pretty much guaranteed Twisted Duck, Cerulean, and Dan are going to be moving on to the playoff stages. Everyone else, all up in the air. Nemoic likely to not advance, Kentiko as well. Spezzy also not likely to advance, as well as Blue Yummy, who is actually knocked out of the tournament. The other players that are 0-2 could technically move on. I believe all of them in case of a three-way 1-2 tie, but that would be a very specific situation. So just some things to look out for. Might as well take a look at Group A as well while we wait. Just started up today. Obviously have a lot more hard-hitting players in Group A. These players fighting for a chance to make it into the Super Mario Odyssey Any Percent League on GSA. Gonna be happening probably early next year. We're shooting for like late this year, but I think the way this tournament is going is probably going to end up starting in January sometime. But regardless of that fact, I mean, we got some hard-hitting players. I mean, let's just start off with the fact that Chaos Pringle is making a return to SMO in order to participate in this event. That's pretty hot. I'm getting word in the chat, yet to be affirmed, but looks like Sado, you won by 5 frames. We got 2 confirmations.
What?
Yep, that's what I'm hearing from the booth.
What? No way. No way that I win after that.
It looks like you did. That looks like you did win, and so you are not going to be auto-eliminated out of the tournament, or at least not on the line, desperately hoping for a three-way tie. You are sitting at 1-1, so that has got to be a breath of fresh air. I mean, how do you feel clutching out that barely?
It's definitely a breath of fresh air.
Breath of fresh air.
Yeah,
Words are
breath
hard.
of fresh air. Assuming that it gets, assuming it is confirmed that I did win by 6 or 5 frames, 6 frames.
Regardless of how many frames it is, I mean, we've got a pretty
Yeah, it's
resounding
close.
result.
It's close.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. I can't believe I won by that. Oh my god. It's just like there's so many things. Like there's so many things that are making me feel the way I am right now. I know my standings were 0-1 before this. I know I was behind like by that much coming out of Bowser, so I turned off the stream. And to hear that I won, okay, I will take it.
Yes, that is confirmed. That is a result we are going with, unless some sort of scientific detectives are able to pull out some sort of magic document that explains to me why that is not the result. We are going to go with the fact that Sado is sitting at 1-1. For some reason, I am at the bottom of the group, but ignore that. Sado is, in fact, above Flavian, who has not played a match, but sitting at 1-1, definitely in a healthy position in the group stage. And we are happy to have Sado still in the tournament. Superwookie sitting at, excuse me, I'm like completely botching the scoreboard right now. Do not pay attention. Nobody look. Nobody look. Everybody look away. Avert your eyes.
All right. Well, I do appreciate I do appreciate you guys letting me chill in the VC.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Why would we not have the runners in the VC? Totally. Yeah, I'm sure that the audience is super excited to just listen to me yap on and on about UAP and how much, you know, we need to follow the racers and all that, but having the racers' perspective is very important. And I appreciate you joining the tournament.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right. I'm gonna go run to Marin's. So take care. Appreciate you, Safe, for having this tournament, and for our sponsors for making this possible.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Huge shout outs to the Urban Arts Partnership. So we gotta find somebody to raid. We got more matches coming up all weekend, so do keep in tune with what's going on in GSA. Make sure to follow us here on Twitter. Maybe join the Discord if you want to chat with the players, if you want to hang out, get all the up-to-date information. We should be live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We could have a bit of a schedule change. We've had some restreamer uncertainty for tomorrow, but regardless, no matter what happens, there'll be at least a few matches tomorrow. So keep on track with that by following us on social media. I will make sure to post an extra special announcement confirming the start time for tomorrow early on. And yeah, we're gonna go follow, or excuse me, let's go follow him as well. But we're gonna go watch WJ. So, hey, I've already found the target. We agree. Me and Duck agree. We're gonna go follow and watch WJ. So everybody, go pull through, support one of the runners in the tournament, and we will see you in there and tomorrow live on GSA for the rest of the weekend's matches. So I'll see you then.